What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today is Sunday and it is for one, it's an overcast, quite a cool day, which for once we are very happy about because our job for today is not to paint. Our job for today is going to be very hard and sucks a fair bit. But as you can see on the back of the trailer over there, leaning up, which I'll show you closer in a minute, is our big old engine room, which we went and pulled down yesterday. It sucked. It was a very hot day yesterday. It was a real pain in the bum, but we got it done. We got it pulled down and we got it out here, which is awesome. So Jake's out here giving us a hand today. Big Jacques Levay. Nice. You might remember Jake from Jake with the mullet that helped us do up there. So Jake's a chippy, very good mate of ours. So big ups to Jake, because without him this probably wouldn't be happening, or we would at least be having a lot more trouble with it. So you can see from the last video where we've cleared this area out where the engine room's going to go, this general vicinity. So Rex is just going to get some more fuel for the posi track because it's out of fuel at the moment, so that we can move all these batteries and stuff. They've got to go out to somewhere else. If any of you are wondering why the hell we have such an abominational amount of batteries, is because back when we were communications rigging, when they decommission a site or upgrade the gel batteries, which are designed to keep the site running in a power outage, so they usually replace them, or when they decommission a site they get rid of them. They normally go to scrap. Over our years of doing so, we kept them all because usually there's not much wrong with them. They're gel batteries, they're really good. They're really like deep cycle, 160 amp sort of 12 volt batteries, which if you run them in a string of 4, you make them 48 volt is what they normally do. So the plan obviously eventually is to set all these batteries up in a big L-Tech rack, and that's what we've kept this green X-Communications shelter out here for so long. We are keeping that because eventually we are going to solar the roof of the shed and use these batteries to store power to try and run this place a bit more efficiently. So as you can see, everything we are working towards getting this place set up so that it's a very efficient workplace, and trying to really cut down all our overheads as far as we own the place so we don't have to pay rent. If we can get that set up, we won't have to pay a lot of power. It'd be a really nice sort of place to work and be and make money when it's done. But it's going to be a long road. It's going to be environmentally friendly, except for all of our oil wastage, which that's the next thing we sort of have to sort out, is a way to efficiently get rid of that. But anyway, not to worry at the moment. Basically, these are all along for the ride of how we set this place up, which we're getting there. And for now, this is going to be where the engine room goes. So that's going to be today's mission. So we'll get cracking. Got a few things to do first. Cut the guard off the forks there and sweep this place out, and then we'll drag it all up here and start unload and start making it happen. Almost bloody forgot to show you that Rex finished up and hung 2 more doors. Not last night, the day before when I filmed that last video. So he's got the passenger sides all hung and done, and it is looking shamick. Yeah, good that looks. And we just popped the bonnet off to show Jacques Levay here the actual engine bay, which he's very impressed with.
It's quite nice.
So pop the bonnet over there just for now, just to show Jake. But yeah, you can see how nice these doors look. It pretty much is as close as you'll get to a off the showroom floor R31. I've been following, there's one other guy on Instagram that I've been following that's been doing a 31 to this sort of standard, although his I'm pretty sure is a GDS1. I can't remember his Instagram handle. If I find it, I'll chuck it in the video. It's worth looking at too. He's pretty much the only person at the moment that I know of that's doing a 31 to this sort of standard, and this sort of attention to detail. But yeah, doors are looking really nice.
And it's white too.
Yeah, and it's exactly the same color, which is odd enough. So, and oddly enough, we actually didn't find his Instagram until after we started this. I can't remember why, but someone pointed it out to us or something. And yeah, we found his Instagram that way. But yeah, this thing is looking really nice. So all those door garnishes have been painted in that trim and bumper paint, same as the door handles. So everything's matching. It's all looking really well. Rex just masked up the chrome on the trim and painted just the tops in that same bumper paint as well. So it all is looking really nice. And the door cards as well have come up real nice, as you saw. Like you saw them just on the door in the last episode, but looking at all in the car together, you can see how nice it's sort of looking. And like I said, I think in one of the very early videos of this build series, we are by no means professional car detailers, so I'm sure that there is probably more things you could do to actually tidy this interior up a bit more. So if any of you out there have any tips or tricks or pointers for us, we'd much appreciate it. All we've really done is sort of armor all the vinyl and just vacuum everything out as best we can to try and clean everything up as best we can. But you can see, like, with the rest of the interior, these the door cards have come up quite nice, and it all is looking really nice together in there. So. Destruction happened over there. Yeah, it's like the interior is still quite nice considering the age of the car. It's just a shame that it's not quite as nice as the outside, considering the outside's all new. But that's about as best we can get away with the interior. And it is pretty nice considering what this car started as, which was no interior. There was literally no interior in the rear. So considering that, that's pretty awesome. The other thing that is really good considering is that this interior came out of a car which we purchased for $100. And not only did we only just purchase that car for $100 and get all this interior out of it, the state that this interior was in when it was in that car, which has been sitting out under trees and in the weather for like who knows how many years, you know, combining all those sorts of things, I reckon it's coming together really, really nice. And it's very, very satisfactory. It's a very nice feeling watching it come together and seeing how nice it is. So, see those door trims from the inside with the Silo back seat, looking awesome. So yeah, we'll cover this car a bit more in videos to come. Obviously today's video is not about that car, so we'll keep going with what we got to do. So anyway, today's all about getting this room in and getting it set up, not about the Skyline. So we'll keep covering the Skyline later on, and I'll probably just chuck this whole saga of this room on a time lapse. I reckon it'll be a pretty cool time lapse to watch it get smacked up. And that way we can, yeah, listen to music and just go around generally getting it together with the help of Jacques Levet, the builder. As you can see, guys, everything's going on here. Rex at the moment's just blowing out the aircon unit, making sure that's all pretty clean before it goes in. But previously, the actual unit, where this room was set up and the shed that it was set up in, it was situated on the roof, like up above the ceiling. Obviously, being that we're building is underneath the mezzanine, we cannot fit it up there. So I've actually just made some frames to mount the actual unit here to the outside of the room here. It's up high enough that it's not head height. If I don't hit my head on it, it's going to be pretty hard to find someone who would. So it's high enough out of the way that no one's going to hit their head on it, but still close enough to where the actual unit inside mounts that we shouldn't have to remake any lines or do anything like that. There should be plenty of length for me to just punch them out of this new hole that I've made and onto the unit. And apart from that, we're going to rewire everything, all the lights and this aircon and everything pretty much back to here, so that there is pretty much just one receptacle for this room, so that if we ever want to sell it or move it again or anything, it's just one power receptacle. So that's pretty much what we're up to. Jake's just we're just working on the ceiling. The stock room now has the ceiling back on, so stock room ceiling's in, so we've just got to finish the ceiling in here, finish off this aircon setup, and then put the lights in and wire it all back up. and we'll just about be good to go with our new engine room. So it's all cracking along. These are the lines, which we should have plenty of length to get where I want to be. Alrighty, it has been a mammoth day and a really big effort, but we are pretty much mostly complete, we think. So ceiling's in, as you can see. We even mounted all the lights back up. I just got to get some saddles. These conduits, we'll saddle those conduits up a little bit. So the lights are all just in series. I've got 4 in this room, and then we come through to 1 in the storeroom, which hopefully should be enough. I wasn't too worried about the storeroom because I figured everything's going to be on shelves. So no matter what you're in here looking for, you're going to need probably some sort of torch or some sort of different light because it's going to be dark underneath the shelves. But all this still needs to have a big clean out, and there's a few little holes we need to seal up that we're not going to use. There are a few joints in the ceiling ply which we sort of need to try and join. That one's got a bit of a bow in it, so we sort of need to try and do something to keep that sealed, try and seal the room a bit better. Still needs a good clean up. So got the GPO in the corner there. So a few things like that we need to try and probably see if we can make sure that they seal a little bit better. So the GPO just runs up outside, as you can see. Aircon's there. I've run the aircon lines as I said. Just out the back here, aircon lines run out the back to there, as well as all of the power, all the lights run out there as well. This is the aircon drain, the drip tray drain, which runs out to that side, which we still have to finish. We haven't finished that yet, but so that all runs. This GPO lead runs all along this wall. As you can see, this is where we've mounted the aircon actual refrigeration unit. And so everything runs to the same place here. So this is pretty much the receptacle for the room. So keeps it really modular, having this one receptacle. So we'll just run one RCD box here. So we've got one plug for the GPO, one for the lights, one for the aircon. And that should just about it. So that should be fine. So we're just finishing up wiring up the aircon. After that, we're pretty much just about ready to fire it up, see how it goes. See how good our wiring is. As far as the drip tray for the aircon, it just comes out this side. So we are hoping that's where the drip tray comes out. So we're going to conduit that, run it around the back of the room, and probably just out the back and down underneath the on the grounds to just next to the door. So this sheet for the shed has been cut to fit the door anyway. So we are eventually going to move this personal door. It's not going to stay here. So I figure when we move this personal door, we'll have to replace this sheet anyway because it's been cut for the door. So it's not a big deal if we just drill a hole and poke the drip tube out from the aircon there. And then it should just hopefully just drip mildly under this concrete and should just pretty much evaporate as it goes. It shouldn't really cause an issue. But yeah, it's a pretty mammoth effort for one day. Big thanks to Jake. If it wasn't for Jake, it would definitely not get done this quickly. So yeah, hopefully we can crank it up and it'll be all dandy and all good. Alrighty, so we're almost ready to power up. Just to add on to that is that we aren't completely stupid. I was a telecommunications technician. I did do quite a lot of electrical work. Alright, taps on, aircon working. We will have our own aircon room. Alright guys, we are on like Donkey Kong. It is all systems go. Lights all work, everything works, aircon works, nice and cold. And even the light in the storeroom works. So obviously we need to build more shelves in here. But we moved this in here as we built it because this is all one piece and there's no way you'd get it in here after it was built. So it was set up a little bit differently where we pulled it down from. It was set up somewhat differently. We are not setting it up that way as far as the shelves go. So, but no, this is where we'll store all of our, engine parts, bearings, rings, pistons, all that, parts for engines. And then in here's where all the magic's gonna happen. Time to start hanging some posters up. So pretty much all we've got to do from this point is just work on trying to seal it a bit better now. That's pretty much it. Just making sure she's nice and sealed. And yeah, aircon will continuously control temperature and humidity so that engines live and get built in here. They're always in a controlled environment that is squeaky clean, where there is no abrasives, no grinding, no metal, nothing metallic. all of that happens outside the engine room now, and just clean assembly happens in this controlled environment. So it's exactly what we've always wanted to do. Now we've done it. So one more thing. So it is a massive relief to have this done. It's been a huge couple of days. It's been a huge couple of weeks, but these past 2 days of actually pulling this down, getting it out here, and then getting it up today has been massive. Very much, I reckon, commemorative of us for getting it all up in one day. And a huge thanks to Jake here for giving us a hand. But yeah, we are super stoked to finally have this engine room here and done. It's a massive step forward for us, but it also signifies sort of the end of us having to move all the stuff that was involved in this deal, which is good because that has just taken up pretty much all our time for the past 3 weeks. So it's awesome to know that that is drawing to a close, and that pretty soon we'll actually be able to start going back to normal of doing our thing. Not only that, we'll have way better facilities to do so. So that's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for today. It's been a huge day. I am wrecked, absolutely wrecked. I guess at this point, we will see you on the next one, which will be very soon. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in as always. Appreciate everyone who watches. Drop a like, hit comment, and definitely smash subscribe if you have not subscribed already, because as you can see, we are gearing up to just keep on going with this. So there's going to be plenty of cool stuff going on and happening, which we'll be filming for you guys and putting up. So we'll see you on the next one. Catch you later. Thanks for watching. Also, just want to add on, massive shout out to this freaking trailer. It has been the most useful, versatile, sent from heaven above, really, how useful this thing has been for this whole deal and situation.
And big thanks to the cruiser.
Oh, and obviously the big cruiser for returning the favor of all the love that we put into building it by towing all the stuff around. That load we did out here of all the scaffolding with all the sheet and stuff on it was an immense amount of weight. It was insane. We should have taken it over a weigh bridge to weigh it, because it was absolutely a crazy amount of weight. This not so much weight, but still the fact that you've got such a big trailer with the cages just makes it so easy to just pull them walls apart, load them in and tie them to one side. It's so much easier than having to deal with things where you're limited by height or you don't have anywhere to tie things that are standing up. It's been an awesome help having this trailer. It's certainly made this whole deal so much easier. So massive shout out to that as well.